Oh, hello, and welcome to today's episode of IT Galore. I'm your host, Kevin Doyle, coming to you from the bucolic banks of the River Shannon, here in Limerick City, Ireland. Today I want to continue with our discussion on the topic of Agile software requirements. In the previous episode, there's a link to that in the description, I gave a good overall account of agile software engineering, and I described the three levels of interest, and they include the portfolio level, the program level, and the team level. Three levels of organization that exist in the project management and production management of software. Today, I want to focus on the portfolio level, and in relation to agile software engineering. So, without further ado, let's get stuck into that. So, the portfolio level in agile systems development in agile systems system development is concerns people from the context of business drivers, project leaders, technical leaders, technical architects, and teams of developers, and of course the product owner. So that's where sort of direction would come at this level. So you could say maybe it's like everybody is involved at portfolio level. The output of an agile system at portfolio level appears as epics. These entities are massive and span domains of time, space, and organizations. An example of an epic could be a new mobile interface to a website that you might have, or it might be a new database system that will power all your products and services. So put briefly, the agile architecture can be encapsulated in the following 8 principles, and these are just known as the 8 principles of agile architecture, and they're taken from the Agile Manifesto. So number 1, I'm just going to read through these pretty quickly. So number 1, teams that code the system also design the system. So this roughly translates to like the best architects' requirements and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. So like everybody's hands-on, everybody helps out in one way or another. It's not just a particular group of people in a corner. It's the whole kind of organization. Number 2, the second manifesto, build the simplest architecture that can possibly work. This is probably self-explanatory, I think. So just keep it simple. Simple works. The third manifesto, when in doubt, code or model it out. So if you have a design, alternatives alternatives cannot be coded and evaluated within like a few iterations, it probably means that you don't have the simplest design. So given the complexity at the portfolio level, it may not be possible to code a demo or working examples. So one can turn to modeling tools such as UML, the Unified Modeling Language. UML can be used to describe the system from the point of view of various stakeholders, including, let's say, use cases, logical view, the process view, and the data view. The fourth manifesto, they build it so they test it. So given that development, right, sorry about that. So given that, the fourth manifesto, the fourth element of the Agile Manifesto is they build it so they test it. So given that development teams have an intimate knowledge of the system level requirements, it makes sense then that that they are charged with developing and testing frameworks that evolve as at the same pace as the system architecture. The fifth agile element of the Agile Manifesto is the bigger the system, the longer the runway. So this metaphor describes the amount of future planning that would be needed to maintain a steady release cycle over the course of the software delivery contract. For a very small project, there may be just one epic. For an enterprise level system, there may be maybe an infinitesimal number of epics. So the sixth element of the Agile Manifesto, system architecture is a role collaboration. So this is probably my favorite Agile principle, and it reinforces the idea that all Agile team members can contribute to the design process, not just the system architect. The seventh element of the Agile Manifesto, there's no monopoly on innovation. Again, another one of my favorites. So this is a great idea behind the Agile process, that all team members are required to innovate in a non-pressured, in a relaxed style. This innovation is manifested or occurs as part of the release cycle. So maybe you might have 8 weeks of you might have an 8-week, let's say, development cycle, or an entire release cycle actually. 7 of those weeks would be taken up with development iterations and hardening, and the final week then is used as an innovation sprint. And then the eighth element of the Agile Manifesto, implement architectural flow. So this is the final Agile principle, and it concerns the continuous release of updated architectures in parallel with updates to features and or requirements. So as your requirements come out, you should come up with new updates to your architecture to make sure it's kind of simple and working and evolving all the time. So there you have the Agile architecture. My interpretations are kept simple for brevity reasons. I also mentioned that I'm currently developing a Java simulator that models an interdiction between a Thales Goalkeeper CIWS. CIWS is a close-in weapon system, and also an exoset. It's a MBDA exoset anti-ship missile. So my portfolio vision or runway for this project isn't too large. There are about 4 epics and that I have in mind. The first is a let's see now, what is the first one? The first is to come up with accurate models of the CIWS and the Exocet missile. The second epic will be a very detailed working user interface, and the third epic will be an artificial intelligence system. The final epic will be the previous combined epics working as a single unit. The architectural runway for my project is truly agile in that it evolves like every day as I think of a new way to get these systems and elements to work in concert. I will only mention my project from the portfolio level context here in this video, because I want to keep it relational to my current discussion here. So that brings me to the conclusion of my this bit here of the video. So for this video, I talked about agile management at the portfolio level. I also mentioned that I have a practical project that you can look at on Google Code, and also I'll have a link to that in the description. I hope to link the theory and application through this project, so check that out, and the project link is in the description, as I say. As I mentioned in all my videos, if you like what you see or like what you hear, actually not what you see, if you find what you hear interesting and insightful, let me know and tell your friends about my channel, and get them to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. IT Galore is the name of my channel, and watch my videos. Click on my videos so that I'll know that people are looking at them. So, okay, I look forward to exchanging ideas with you again sometime soon. Until next time on IT Galore. Actually, that's not it. That's not the end of it. I have one more section. Here we go. I put this together, and this is, I call this the Agile Airport, and it kind of sums up some of the Agile architecture principles that I talked about. Here you have coders are also designers for the first principle. The second one, keep architecture simple. The third one is code or model complexity. The fourth one, big systems require longer runways. The sixth element, everyone collaborates. The seventh element of the manifesto, everyone tries to innovate. And the final element of the final agile principle, in case agile architecture in your production flow. Just make sure that you're, as well as your system developing, your features and all this, your architecture should also develop, because you want to have a really good system all the time. And I have this depicted as you have two runways here, two parallel runways, and these are epics, epic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, 7, 8, 9, 10. This runway 1 left is the portfolio vision, and or the portfolio runway, and runway 2 right is the architectural runway, and so you can see that the architecture, along with the architecture becomes a deliverable, as well as elements of requirements being realized through the development process. And here I have the control tower, and people in here would be the team members, the team drivers, organization drivers, and I just have this called the Agile Control Tower. So I think that's kind of a funny way to put it, but hopefully you can make that out. Maybe if you look at the video in HD, you should be able to make that out. I'll just bring a closer view there.